Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Mike. Thanks for joining me this morning. Hey, you want to have some fun today? We're going to flip the tables on Rob Hamilton. Rob's our marketing director here at my office, and he brings like decades of experience in the marketing field. I think he's worked at every major radio station in Atlanta. He's crashed and burned all of them, and so he had to turn to real estate after he ruined the last radio station. So we're going to have some fun today, okay? He has no idea what's coming his way. So first, Rob, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
Okay, great. So let's start off. I got a few questions here. Let's run through them quickly.
Okay.
I want to start first with the most important one. So you went to Clemson, right?
Yeah.
So how do you overcome that in your career? You seem to have done a good job of that.
Oh my God, this is not at all starting out like I thought it was going to start out.
Well, you started from a disadvantaged background, and you've done a good job of working your way through it over the years.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, we're passing on that one. Okay, great. So, look, hey, we talk about video a lot, right? And how to use it in our real estate business, and all the different kinds of video usage. But one of the things I want to ask you this morning is, does every video I create need to be highly produced?
No, absolutely not. There should actually be a really good blend of organic content, which is just you whipping out your phone and looking into it and talking about an interesting, helpful subject matter, of course, and preferably not in a car while you're angry. But it should be a good mix of content that is spur of the moment, stuff that just pops up and you're like, I got to get this out right now. Highly produced stuff is more evergreen, and that's the stuff that you bring by to me and drop off, and I'll help you.
Okay, all right, that helps. So everything doesn't have to look like a TV commercial.
No, it does not.
Okay, all right, good. Sometimes I can just pick up my phone and talk to people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. All right, so you know me, I'm telling everybody they need to post to every social media platform every day, and people just kind of roll their eyes at me, and isn't that too much, and won't I be annoying people? So what's your opinion? How many times a week should an agent be posting?
You almost can't post too much, and I want to say that again. You really almost cannot post too much, because only 5.5% of the people in your audience, in your fan page, etc., are going to see any one post that you make at any one time. So if you post on a Tuesday morning at 10 and a Wednesday at 6 p.m. and a Thursday at noon, you're going to start catching more and more people. But to do that, you're going to have to post almost every day.
Okay. All right. So it doesn't matter how many times I post every day. I won't become annoying to people or spammy or, they feel like I'm stalking them or something.
Unless you post at the same time on the same day every single week, and that's when that portion of your audience, their social media habits drive them to social media, then they may see more of your content than someone else. Spread it out, do it every day, and you'll never have that issue.
Okay, so to go along with that, it's 2021, obviously, so can we assume that agents should just be focusing solely on digital marketing at this time?
No, absolutely not. We have great resource here called RSP for mailers that work really well for prospecting and farming neighborhoods. Those tools are still invaluable, and if you don't believe me, just think about the last time that you opened your mail and saw that someone was having a 85% off sale and you went and took advantage of it. It happened to me day before yesterday. So I actually cut the thing out. I got out scissors and cut the thing out. So it still works, and we have really great tools to help you do that. And actually you can narrow it down much more now with mail and with other forms of advertising than you can, let's say, Facebook.
Okay. So I want to tag back to video for just a second. Is there a type of video that you wish more people would produce and get out there? Is there something that people just aren't doing enough of?
Really good question. Yes. I wish that people would take a better advantage of their agents would take better advantage of their surroundings and the situations that they're in. we all do things every single week just based on life that also would be very helpful information and tips and help build you as a trusted advisor in this industry to your audience. So, for instance, the weather changed when it got really, really cold the other day, and an agent went over to his grandparents' house to put faucet covers on the outside. I didn't think of doing that until I happened to see his video pop up in the feed. Things like that, he was going to do it anyway. It did not cost him 1 red cent. All he did was whip out his phone, get his tripod out of his trunk, stick it up beside him, and talk through the process.
So you mean when I sit at home and make a video with my boring white walls or messy blinds behind me, that drives you crazy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, come on, folks. We're out and around. We're showing properties, right?
Yeah.
We're out in the world. Take people on the big adventure with us, right?
Well, the worst is when I see posts, or we see posts from those agents in situations earlier in the day, and then later that evening we see a boring video in front of broken blinds in the living room. We're like, but you were just at. It just hurts my head.
All right, great. So I want to get this in before we let you go, but what's one mistake you see agents making all the time?
Oh, just one, huh?
Just one. That's all we got time for today.
All right. The mistake that I see happen on a daily basis is people assuming that you're going to contact them through the method in which they post. Not putting your phone number or your contact information in posts and in videos and in descriptions and tagging things. It drives me nuts when they just post the content and there's no way to contact you other than track you down through the message platform on that particular social media platform.
So what would you recommend they do? Scroll their name and phone number and email address across the bottom of the video?
You can do that for free in iMovie if you're using iMovie. Also, put it in the text. It counts. Put it in the text because not everyone's going to watch the video all the way through that point possibly. But if it's right there at the last line is your phone number or your email address, now it's in front of them.
So I want to ask you about that because I like when I'm on like Facebook, just use that as an example. I like the videos where the script is also running across the bottom of the screen. Because sometimes I don't want to activate the sound. I don't want to hear, let's say that my wife and I are sitting in the living room watching TV and I have my laptop open. I don't want to bug her. I don't want to put my headphones on. Sometimes I just want to read the rolling script across the bottom. Is that fairly easy to do?
Oh yeah, that's closed captioning. And you can do that in Facebook and YouTube, any of the platforms. You just auto-generate. There's a button that says auto-generate under closed captioning and it generates. It's fairly accurate. It's getting better every single year.
Is there a reason not to do it?
No reason. Because when you activate the sound, it goes away. So if you want to listen, you don't have to watch the words scroll across the screen.
Gotcha. Hey, we're almost out of time. I don't want to let you go before I get off of business and just ask you something about like real life.
Okay.
So you've got a wife, you've got 2 little kids at home, you've had big jobs, you got a lot of time pressure. How do you maintain balance in your life?
I schedule it out as far out in advance as I possibly can. I can tell you 3 weeks from now what time I have to leave this office in the evening to get Liam to a baseball practice that's already been scheduled.
God, it sounds so structured and regimented and restrictive.
It's actually not compared to my former career where it was down to the second when we did things. In our morning shows or whatever at 8:32 and 18 seconds. There's no deviating from that. You get dead air.
Let's finish with this because I got a question I have to ask you.
All right.
Who's more difficult to work with, radio personalities or real estate agents?
Oh, radio personalities.
Why is that?
Ego, man.
They have bigger egos than we do? Nobody has bigger egos than we do.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yes, they do.
So you would say radio personalities are crazier than we are?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the reason I can say that is because I was one for 20 of those 30 years, 19 of those 30 years. And when I looked back 5 years after that, I looked back and went, oh my God, I was horrible. And at least I could see it in myself and what everyone else, the way everyone's behaved. So yeah, no.
Okay, well that makes me feel better about me.
Cool.
There is a group of people out there that's actually crazier than we are.
There is.
All right, Rob, thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah,
folks,
absolutely.
I hope you got some good ideas out of that, and I hope you'll go out there and make it happen for yourself today.